Yo, welcome back everybody. It's another logo redesign video, this time for the MLB. And before we get started everybody, I just want to say, in the previous video I did NFL logos redesigned, and if you haven't seen that, go watch it. But anyways, I put at the beginning of that Kleschka vlog intro, I thought I wanted that to be a vlog. I changed my mind. These aren't going to be vlogs. It's going to be like a logo redesign series. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you. Let's get this started. Minnesota Twins. Okay, so their current logo, it's kind of like a C and a T. For the longest time, I had no idea what that C meant. It means Twin Cities. And this one, it's giving it kind of a lumberjack look. I don't know if that's a part of the Twins in any way. To my knowledge, I don't know. So I am going to stick with the CT logo, the current one. And even though this one's cool, I just don't see how it goes with the Twins. So the current logo. The Miami Marlins. Now the Marlins logo right now I am really a big fan of. And then this right here is like a mix of the old logo and the current logo. They're also taking away the Marlin, the full Marlin. The original Florida logo had a Marlin on it. The current one has one on it. This one's just taking like the fin of a Marlin, getting rid of the entire Marlin. But I'm going to stick with the current one. I like the color scheme. The teal and the orange, I don't know. I'm going to stick with the current one. The Seattle Mariners. Now this one I do like, but I like the current Seattle one better. This one is unique. It's different. And I like the wave to add to the Mariners, but I don't know. I think the one they have now just wins over this one. Alright, this is probably my favorite one out of all the logos in the video. The Devil Rays, the Rays as they are now. This guy went with the Devil Rays, their old name. They abandoned Devil Rays and just cut it to Rays not too long ago. But I think the Ray looks really awesome right here. Same colors, and I would go with this one. I think this would look really cool in the MLB, and especially for the Rays, I think it's definitely better than the TB. This just looks cool to me, so I'd go with this one. Alright, the Chicago Cubs. Now the Cubs have had the regular C as their logo for a long time now. And I think this one I like better. It incorporates more the Cub name into the logo with the bear paw and the claws. And it's a cool looking C. Kind of looks minor league-ish to me. But I still like it for some reason. I'd take it over the current logo. Alright, now we have my team, the Anaheim Angels, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Here's the current logo right here on my hat. This is the Players Weekend hat. I'm really happy with this hat. Got it on Black Friday. And here's the one this guy came up with. I'm not a fan of this one. I don't like this one. I don't know what this color scheme is with the blue and yellow. But I like our logo now. I think it looks very good, very sharp. And this one, I'm not going for it. I'm going to stick with the logo I got right here. San Diego Padres. Now here, this is the one reason I am not going with this one. It's like a full circle with the name in it and everything. And usually this is like a secondary logo that doesn't go on uniforms, or it's on the side right here. And I'm just pretending these logos will be like on the hats and stuff. And I can't imagine this logo on a hat. Maybe if it was just the Padre himself, like the guy. But right here looks like he's incorporating the full circle and everything into it, and I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to stick with the current SD logo, and yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Alright, this is probably the toughest choice for me. I do like the White Sox current logo. I think it is very unique. I think it looks very cool. And for something that looks the way it does, it works. But this one is also pretty cool. I do like the bats crossing and the C right there. It looks very good to me, but I think I'm going to stick with the current one. Like I said, it somehow works for something that looks so chaotic, but it looks so awesome. So I'm going to stick with the current one. Alright, the Dodgers. Now here is a different take on the LA for the Dodgers logo. It's been that forever, ever since they moved from Brooklyn to Los Angeles. And I think they should stick with that. This guy added a baseball just popping out. I think the way the LA looks currently looks way better. This doesn't do it for me. This just looks odd. And yeah, I'm going to stick with what the Dodgers have now. I think it works. Alright, so here's the St. Louis Cardinals. This is basically the Saints logo from football, NFL. And I don't get what this has to do with the Cardinals. Right now it's the bird. That's what a Cardinal is. So I'm not going to go and change that. I think this one, I don't understand the point of it. I thought this was a New Orleans thing since that's what the Saints use. Maybe it's a thing in St. Louis too. But a Cardinal is a bird, so I'm going to stick with what they got now. It could either be the bird or the STL logo, but I'm going to stick with those. All right, the Washington Nationals. Now this one's pretty cool. It incorporates the Capitol building into it. Of course, in Washington, D.C., they're not from Washington, the state, for those of you that don't know that. And I think it's cool. It's got a baseball making a W. Like I said, the Capitol building is built into it. And the current Nationals logo, I think it works, but a lot of people like to call it the Walgreens logo because it does look just like it. A little tweaks on this. I think it's too straight and jagged. Give it a little like curvature, and I think I am going to choose this one. I like it, but yeah, just a little tweaks. But yeah, I'll go with this one. The Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have gone from their old logo to a new logo, back to their old logo, and then we have this logo right here. Usually it is just the head of a Blue Jay. Here we have a full-bodied Blue Jay. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I like the way it looks, and I think this would look very well on a baseball uniform. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this one for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Oakland Athletics. Now, currently they just use an A, and most people know them by the A's. But there's always been an elephant that has been incorporated with their team. I don't know why, what that has to do with athletics. You can see it on the side of their jersey. Sometimes it's like an elephant balancing on a ball. And this would incorporate the elephant perfectly. It looks vicious. It looks mean. And I think this would look really sweet on their uniforms. I think this is a very good logo. I think it's awesome. I would go with this one for the Oakland Athletics. Cincinnati Reds. The Reds just use a C that looks like the Chicago Bears C. And I would go with this one because this is their mascot. He's been incorporated for years. You can see him all over. And I think that would look really cool. And he's just a huge part of the Reds team. So why not just give him the logo? I would stick with that. I think it looks very good. And I like the type they have here too. I think that fits very nicely with the Reds and with how the character looks. So this logo right here for me. Okay, the Arizona Diamondbacks. They basically had the same logo their entire existence, but it's gone through color changes. Here we have an A with a diamondback rattlesnake completing the A, the line that goes through. I like the one they have now. I think that one looks very cool. I like the color scheme they're going with and the like diamondback pattern on their uniforms. This one, I don't know. Like the snake doesn't really complete the A for me. It doesn't look completely right. So I would stick with what they got now. All right, here we have the Atlanta Braves. The Braves just use an A as their logo. This is what this is here. It's got feathers, and I think that's kind of what the Braves are. I don't know really what they are. They kind of remind me of an Indian. But yeah, I would go with this one. It's an A. I think that would look very well on a hat, and I like it. It incorporates baseball with the bat, and then it gives like an identity with the feathers to exactly what a Brave is instead of just an A. So I'd go with this one. The Milwaukee Brewers. Now, brewers are people who brew beer, mostly. And I would go with this one. I think that's their name, the Brewers. And I think, and you can see part of the foam is a baseball. This is one of my favorite ones out of all this. So I would change it from the M with the grain or the wheat or whatever that is to this. I think this fits better. I think it looks cool. And I would choose this one for the Brewers. Okay, the Boston Red Sox. I would not go with this one because it reminds me too much of the Boston Bruins logo. And yeah, that's the hockey team. And I think the B they have now is fine. And sometimes they use a pair of red socks, which makes sense. And so I would go with the one they use now. This one just reminds me too much of hockey. It's another one of those circle logos where the name's in the circle, like the Padres, and I just am not digging that on hats for some reason, so I'd stick with what they're using now. All right, the Baltimore Orioles. They are also a team that has gone from their old logo to new logo, back to the old logo, and then we have this. They've also used an O with apostrophe S And, I would go and stay with the one they use now. I think that one looks very well. The cartoon Oriole bird. I like that one better than the one they used a couple years ago before the cartoonish looking one. This one's not doing it for me. I like the one they have now. I'm going to stick with that one. The Detroit Tigers, they also, like the White Sox, have a logo that looks very different, and you don't think it would work, but it does. This, it's supposed to be a D for Detroit, and then tiger claw marks completing the D, but I don't like that. It doesn't look, I'm sure it could work, but here, it doesn't look right to me completely. I would stick with the one they use currently. I like that one a lot. The Colorado Rockies. All right, I would go with this one. The Rockies referring to the mountains, and they incorporated that into the logo and Colorado all at the same time. I would go with this one for the Rockies over their CR. I like this one better. I'm going with that one. Pittsburgh Pirates. This one is an immediate yes for me. I love the skull. That obviously can represent a pirate to a lot of people. That would represent a pirate. Then you got the bats for baseball. The type fits perfectly here. And the skull looks very threatening, very scary, and it's cracked, and I just love it. I like this for the Pirates instead of the regular P. I'm choosing this one. The Houston Astros. So here we have this logo. The type fits it very nice, but I like the one they use right now just to start with the H. It's simple, but it looks really nice. This, I don't know, it's just not doing it for me. So yeah, I'm going to stick with the current one for the Houston Astros, the World Series champion Houston Astros. Kansas City Royals. So this is basically the same thing the Royals have now, but upgraded. I like this one, royal, royalty. They got a crown with a baseball, and the normal one right now is just the KC and fancy writing, but this is basically that, but incorporating the Royals name into it. I like this one. I would go with this one for the Royals. The New York Mets. The Mets just use a very fancy looking NY, and then here this one incorporates, I'm going to guess that's the Empire State Building. I'm not completely sure. But I like that, and then the baseball flying by, the NY on each side. I like this one. I think this one's very cool. In fact, if it was on the hat, I would get rid of the NY. I think just the Empire State Building and the ball alone would look pretty sweet. But either way, I'm going with this one over the current one. All right, the New York Yankees. So the Yankees, their logo is too historic to change, in my opinion. Here we have a star with the U.S. flag basically inside of it. But like I said, it's too historic to change. I would never change it. I'm going to keep that one. Not going to choose this one. San Francisco Giants. Basically the same thing, but a different look to it. I like this one better. Give it some separation between the S and the F so you can tell it's separated. But I like this one better. I would go with this one for the San Francisco Giants over their current one. The Cleveland Indians. Now here we have C with a bat with feathers on it, like an Indian, and I like this one over the one they use currently. It's just kind of like a hard looking C, but I like this one better. It gives it, like I said with the Braves, more of a picture to the team, like an identity within their logo. So I would go with this one for the Cleveland Indians. The Texas Rangers. All right, so I would go with this one, but there's only one thing I want, and that's to get rid of the state of Texas from this logo. The two guns crossing, I think, would work perfectly fine, better than the T that they use. And I like Rangers or officers or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I would go with this one. I like the two magnums crossing like that. I think it fits the team name. I would go with this one for the Texas Rangers. Philadelphia Phillies. So here is the Liberty Bell, and the Phillies just use a P. Most teams just use the letter of whatever city they're from, the first letter. But I like it better when you can have a visual representation of what your team is. So that's why I would choose this one for the Phillies. Liberty Bell, everyone knows it's in Philadelphia. It would represent them very well. And I would go with this one for the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Let me know your favorite team down in the comments. And would you rather have the new logos here or the current one for your team? Yeah, let me know. Like the video. Subscribe. Maybe I'll do NBA next. We'll find out. See you next time.